Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's always about that time. Always about that time. You can never go wrong. You can always go right. When you got people in your life and you do the right things, you say the right things, sometimes you can find yourself in certain situations and a lot of times it's about growing pains. Waiting for people to chime in. I'm also live on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. I'm all three platforms live. When you chime in, please put a number 1 in the chat so I know you're here. Time to live our best life. I appreciate the love. 62,000 subscribers. I'm humbled, thankful, and we're going to go in this year. Excuse me. I said this year, what is it about this year that's going to be different than the last? What is it that we're going to do better? What is it? How are we going to be better? If it's learning, if it's listening, if it's humbling ourselves, we always find a way to get better. And consistency popped in my spirit. For 2025, we have to be consistent in all that we do and say. I had to pour me, I love my bourbon. But without further ado, we're going to dive into this piece right here. This was sent to me. Shout out to my man K Spade for sending me this. And my boy Waka Flocka Flame, I'm so proud of him. He grown. He saw how the industry was. And he kind of backed out of it a little bit, educated himself mentally. Same thing with brother David Banner. Educating yourself, knowing what's up. And those that know me, Big Truck, I do a lot of personal protection for a lot of celebrities, a few celebrities actually. Just building that name, building my name, building my brand, coming from law enforcement, switching over. But the things that I've learned and the things that I continue to share with others as we build this platform, a safe place for men to come be themselves and won't be judged and won't be looked down upon. Because men carry stuff too. When we talk about Black men's mental health and the physical about it, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional, oftentimes a large number of men get criticized for opening up. A large number of men get criticized for sharing. But it's deeper than that, because we all have wounds and we all are healing in our own way. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and let's get this work.
I have to ask you, if this season of your life were called It's Giving Blank and you had to fill in the blank, what would it be called? And you have to say it's giving.
It's giving evolved.
What's that mean?
What it means is I know where I come from. I know why I came from it. I know where I need to be. I know where I'm going. I know who I want to be with. That's why I say I evolve.
So if someone that has no idea who you were or where you came from, what would you say that is? Where did you come from?
I think if you don't know me or know where I came from, I think the first thing you should do, and take this for everybody you ever meet in life, don't go with no idea. Don't go with no expectations, and don't go with no beliefs. See it for what you want to see it for and experience it for, then you sum it all up.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, excuse me. And for those tuning in, chiming in, please put a number 1 in the chat. And please like the video. We got to keep that algorithm going. One of the things I tell people, and you'll hear this a lot on my show, you have to be willing to look into things instead of looking at things. A lot of times people take certain things and they run a mile with it without doing their research. And when the truth finally comes out, it's like, whoa, I didn't know. Of course you didn't know, because you didn't research it. You didn't look into it. And if an individual wants to sit down and have a conversation with you, they're gonna do that. Okay? If an individual wants to get to know you on a whole nother level, they're gonna take the time to do so. There's so many stereotypes out there. But be willing to take the time to get to know a person. I'm gonna tell you something. Time is valuable. Time is so precious and so valuable, you cannot get that back. I tell a person in a heartbeat, I don't waste time, I use time. If you've walked a mile in my shoes, you will understand why I move the way that I move. But let's continue. Let's continue to feast on this.
Because nobody gonna get me that don't know me at all. So if that's just how I am.
I honestly feel like you just spoke like my life story.
Yeah.
I think people can look at you and think one thing, but it's really
They
like you
can't
have
wait to
no
judge
idea.
you.
Oh my gosh. Do you feel
So-
judged?
Hell no, because God love me.
Amen. Come on.
So shit,
But why do you think people judge though?
man, it hurt.
I know.
It's a hurt place. It's a fact of you feeling left out, or you reminding them of somebody that hurt them in a similar situation. I guess.
What do you think is the number one thing people judge you on?
I don't even know.
You don't know? You're like, I don't even pay attention. It's
Man,
not
I
matter.
can't.
I would say for me, people judge me on my size. People judge me on my size without getting to know me. Tall, big, black guy. He's aggressive. He's angry. Something's wrong with him. This, that, and the third. Why not? By not taking the time to get to know me. Large number of individuals are so quick to judge and look at the outside appearance of you. But when an individual has taken the time to get to know me, it's like, dang, you're totally different. You're not what I thought you was. Or because I'm mixed. Because I'm half Jamaican. Wow. Nah, I'm still the same person. Man, you're like a big old teddy bear. Wow, I never knew you had that much knowledge. Or you have a degree. You graduated from college. You don't do drugs. You don't hang out. You actually move quietly and strategically. Like, yeah. Man, you humble. Like, yeah. But you see how a large number of individuals are so quick to judge you by not taking the time to get to know you. Well, if you took the time to get to know me, then you will understand me. It's just like if I'm getting to know a woman, I don't want to get to know you. That's the easy part. I want to understand you. See, adult conversation, peep game. How can I understand an individual by spending time with that person? Getting to know an individual, that's going to come along. That's part of it. But what is the main ingredient? Understand you. I want to understand you, aspects of you. And when you begin to understand that and unravel that, everything about an individual will be shown, will be displayed to you. Let's continue. I told you, we're going to have a deep discussion, but we're going to have a fun discussion because this is what we do at the King's table. Men sitting down, women sitting down, having an adult conversation, getting down to the root of it all.
And first of all, I'm not paying nothing.
Yeah.
Not money, not time,
not energy,
or not wealth, energy, nothing, attention, anything. And I don't know. That shit just, respectfully, I say this. When you grown, that shit don't bother you. I got a real life. Like, I got real bills. I got real shit going on. Like, I know people say that, but I'm actually a real adult. And to be an adult, man, you can't keep up with shit because next thing you know, you can be behind in some kind of bill or some deal or some motherfucker open the wrong door in your house. They should have opened like, yeah.
Facts.
Like that.
You know, it's crazy because you, like, one of the main things that people say about you on the internet, we were kind of chit-chatting before this, but a lot of the things that people say is, dang, he's really grown a lot. Do you agree? And what happened to make that happen, if it did?
Hey, it's only a few things in life can make me cry, but goddamn, for me to think about where I come from and just to see my like certain family member ain't with me to be here, it hurt.
What things have you overcame in your life? Share that with me. Leave that in a comment. What things have you overcame in your life that you learned from? What life lessons that you've learned that made you look at life differently? Please leave it in a comment. I want to know. Because I'm going to share this with you. Like I said, it's getting up close and personal. My thing is this here. Where I came from, and I know that from Instagram to TikTok, I message back and forth with people asking me questions, sending me emails, my childhood had a lot to play with, with my development, being able to go through some things, being able to see some things, being able to experience some things. But it was through it all. It was the rough times where I learned my lessons, in my opinion. Being homeless, I learned how to survive. I learned street knowledge. I had a streetwalker and a pimp put me up on game. Teach me, show me. This is who you watch out for. This is how you pay attention and you listen. This is how you keep your ears to the streets. And et cetera, because it's tough. 14, 15 homeless out there in the streets, it's tough. That was the worst 5 months of my life. But it was through those times where I learned game. I was taught game. You see? I was taught how to move, how to keep my swag up. Walk with your head up. Pick your head up. Stop walking with your head down. Stop listening to what everybody tell you. They got to show you. If they show you and they're consistent with what they're showing you, trust is being built. Trust is being established. Going through the things that I've gone through. I can go down the line from being in 2 NFL training camps, learning the business side of it. Okay, so this is what it's like. This is what people on the outside don't know. You see? Learning about time management. And, my coach from college, who I love dearly, one's here, one transition. Coach Sam Shields and Jamie Keeling taught me about time management, how to be on time, how to give your very best. Anything in life, on the field, off the field. I can keep on going. My biggest challenge, yes, it hurt me and it put me in a bad place, but I rose from it, was being married for 14 months and going through a divorce in 2019. That put me in a bad place. But guess what? I learned from it. I picked my head up, I picked up my shoulder pads and my helmet, and I walked on. What was it that I needed to learn? And how has it made me a better person? Not a bitter person, but a better person. Oh, okay. I need to go back and confront my past. Okay, we're going to do that. I need to go back and check some things off. Okay. I need to humble myself. I need to keep my eyes on a swivel. I need to stay in my playbook. That's my Bible, the Torah. I need to have some teachings, because going to Sunday service, I've been lied to. Service was not on those Sundays. It was always on a Saturday, the Sabbath, the Shabbat. Okay. His name was not Jesus. His name was Yeshua, Yahweh. Okay. That we are the true, real black Hebrews. Okay. You learn. And when you learn, you do better. And when you do better, you continue to walk in excellence. I don't have to live my life in the past of the things that I was taught and being lied to. Don't get me started up in here. Let's continue to feast.
Like, that's the only shit that bothers me a lot, because it's hard for me to get people like that where I'm from to think like me, because they didn't see what I seen. Like, I seen over 100 moments in my life where everybody was smiling happy, like, we made it. And I swear to God, this is about to crash.
Oh.
Like, on God. And I gotta sit there and laugh with you when I'm high. That's the only thing that made me hide my intentions was my high. You know what I'm saying? So if you think like that. Yeah.
That's wild. I literally just visualize you being with 100 people. That's heavy though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's even heavier if all 101 of us die. If that one person could say, yo, f it, man. If my life could save 100 of us, yo, f it, I'm finna do it. And I don't care what you call me. That's why
And shout out to my brother, I Am. I love him so much. We walk on the same path, and I was carrying a lot of stuff. See, I'm paraphrasing, okay? And I'm using my story. I'm telling my story in with this subject, and with what we're watching, okay? Because I do got a book coming. I'm working on a book, believe it or not. Life After Football. But when you carry that in you, okay, you got to release that. I'm going to give it to you one more again. When you are carrying stuff, you have to release that. Big Truck, how did you release it? Football. And guess what my position was? Defensive tackle. You mean to tell me I get to knock the living snot nose out somebody and won't go to jail for it? Hell yeah, I'm all in. And that's what I did. That's how I played the sport. It wasn't until I went to Hardin Simmons in Abilene, Texas, where I really got that work. I really got fed. I really ate. We're not going to talk about University of Texas right now, much respect. But we're going to talk about where I really got it. I really got that Southern Texas training, that heat, that business. And my respects to Jamie Keeling and Sam Shields, rest easy, King, is where I was taught that. I want to be the best. Well, guess what? I was taught from the best. Can I continue to go further? Believe me, I had some mentors. I had some mentors with some heat. But I took all that out on the field. I took all that anger. I took all that hurt. I took all that pain. I took all that abandonment. I took all of that out on the field. And I gave my very best. Jamie Keeling used to always say, do your very best. Be the best you can possibly be. That's all I can ask is for you to do your best. Did that. Even into my professional career. Yeah, I was mad. I was hurt when 2 of the NFL teams cut me. But guess what? When I got introduced to the XFL, the AFL, man, 187 till the whistle blows. But that's the thing, though. You got to be able to channel all of those things into a positive way to where it could come back and benefit you, not hurt you, not damage you. And then you can look back over your life and share those stories with those that have walked a mile in your shoes.
I don't care what y'all call me. I know where we was headed. I know where my family was headed. And I know the people that didn't see eye to eye with me was headed. And it's like, damn, maybe if I could say one thing and I never took the claim, the fame, the number one for nothing. Because to me, that closes the door. So I always knew, like, at the end, like, if I ride this shit out, God got me. If God real, I'm on top.
Period.
And I'm on top of my life.
Period.
Yeah, facts.
You had said earlier that you were living in a lie before.
Hell yeah, I was living in a lie.
What's that mean?
Because I would call myself a real I'm done with I'm smart as hell. Smart as heaven, excuse me. I never skipped school in my life. My grades is not bad. Like, what the was I thinking? I'm just dumb. Like, I could have been in the NBA. I could have been a fucking lawyer. I could have easily been a scientist or something, or somebody debating people. But I robbed myself of that, thinking like street shit, like, and revenge and anger. That shit took over me. Not calling people who do it. I'm just telling you, man, that the light at that tunnel, man, ain't shit. You can't never walk the light if you don't know who you are in the dark. And that's what I learned from my past.
You can never walk the light if you don't know who you are in the dark. That's so deep. But wouldn't you say that a lot of men could argue, you ain't really a man if you're not in the streets? Like, all that other stuff is soft.
Well, you're not really a fish. Right? If you're in the sea with a shark. What makes us different? We got 2 different lifestyles. And I had to learn that in my lifestyle, because just come on, I'm a real to the day I die. But I'm not a real street. A street is someone that pays all of their bills off the streets. So 9 times out of 10, they ain't trying to let you know they're in the streets, because they actually paying their car notes, all the utility bills, the mortgage, the house bill, the clothing bills, the schooling, the food you put on the table. So 9 out of 10, bro, when you're doing that, you know how much this shit costs and what's on the line, so you're not gonna play. Me being a real, I'm real to myself. I'm from the neighborhood, right? The streets, the ghetto, the slum. I'm from that shit, right? But who say I have to stay stuck there? Like, how can I buy any kind of real estate stuck there? I have to learn what's outside of this to learn how to organize what's inside of it to a point where it shows you how to have economic freedom. Not for me to be your boss or call me the next billionaire entertainer. That's what the that's going to do for you.
Right.
Respectfully, what is it going to do for you? Nothing.
Right. How did you even get into real estate? Like, how do you even change your mind going from, like, you know, because sometimes you're incubated by what's around you. Sometimes we become our environment. How did you step away?
Man, I swear people go hate me for saying this, but guess what? It don't matter. Monopoly, the board game. Donald Trump being in New York. All you heard was Trump this. I'm Trump type playing spades. And then hood shit. So I own childhood. I own this shit. And then you go deep into the word. I own this shit.
The mindset. I'm so proud of Waka Flocka. He came a long way. You know, how many of us have came a long way? How many of us have experienced pain? How many of us went through it, went through the slums? How many of us came back from hell and lived to talk about it? See, you don't ever know what a person has been through until you sit back and hear their story. Listen to their testimony. Folk are so quick to judge you, and they know damn well that they've walked a mile in those shoes too. Never be ashamed to tell your story. Never be ashamed to let it be known that you know who you are and whose you are in the season of your life, Hebrew. Folk want to put on a front, a daily front, a monthly front, a yearly front. Nah. That means you're living life a lie. I want to see the real you. What is it about you that makes you who you are and what you've become? That's what I want to see. As I sit here before you on this Shabbat, I'm giving you all of me. Live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Rumble. But we gonna get it. At the end of the day, okay, and this is one of the main reasons why my audience is continuously growing, because I keep it authentic. I be real and straightforward with you. Y'all know I get down. I got some bourbon right here. We chilling. I got my jersey in the background. We chilling. After it's all said and done, I got nothing to prove to nobody. I got 9 championship rings, indoor football Hall of Famer, was blessed to play with AFE Team USA. And I love Coach G and the whole coaching staff, my teammates, my football family, my football brothers and sisters. Love them all. I'm living a great life because I choose to. I choose to live a great life. I choose to use wisdom. I choose to walk accordingly. When it's time to walk, I walk. When it's time to sit, I sit. When it's time to pray and worship, I do that. When it's time to think, I do that. When it's time to react, I do that. When it's time to act, I do that. Let's continue the feast.
And they be like, I don't own nothing but a word. The police come here, they tell me they own it. Then I figure out who they work for. Like, bro, everybody work for somebody, so who really owns this? So that's what had me big on having LLCs, S Corps, holding companies, and C Corps, and now shout out to I got a company called the Trust Up Wealth Group. The Trust Up Wealth Group with Cedric Brown. That's one of my mentors. Now we teach people how to open up their own trust.
Wow.
So holla at that. But that's what got me to the end of that rope.
And shout out to the trust fund and shout out to them because I'm working on that too. I have my LLC, Truck Nation Athletics, my own clothing line, Black owned. So we working on doing the trust thing. Shout out to Sammy Park, and Dale Washington, Mr. Washington. Hey, we doing it. We got the clothing line coming out this summer. So I feel what he's saying. And see, I took those notes. And you got to have certain people around you, especially when you talking about doing business. Sammy Park, he did all my contracts for me playing football. So he taught me how to read contracts. You're not a football player. You're an entertainer. You're a talent. Oh, okay. You see, these are those little things. If the math ain't mathing right, we're not signing. Oh, okay. Dale Washington comes in. Man of fashion. Taste of Darkness. That was his clothing. He took his clothes out of the stores and did it online. And generated 3 times more online than he would if his clothes was sold in the stores. So I have a team of heavy hitters. And to do an LLC, now we're working on doing the whole trust. So, hey, Waka Flocka's on it. These are those things that we have to do as Black entrepreneurs if you want to get into that. How to secure your own, how to have your own, how to own your own. Rest easy for Nipsey Hussle, but that's what Nipsey Hussle did. You see, he placed himself in position to own his own. And then when you look at those that came before us, Michael Jackson, Prince, even Ice Cube, they showed you how to do your own thing. You don't need a label. Master P. You see, when you get that knowledge and you sit down and you start taking notes of those that came before you and those that are doing it currently, and they are willing to pour into you so that you can get it, so that you can have it. That right there, my friend, is worth the juice to squeeze. Jerk chicken, oxtails, rice and peas, rum punch. Let's go.
I want to know who actually owns this.
Yeah.
Not for the fact of who control it, because I want to control my family's future. I don't want no $1 billion. I want peace. Not the kumbaya peace, like put your guns down, because what the y'all got in your hand if you got to put them down in the first place. So I like mental peace, man. I want to eat my food and know I could go to sleep and wake up and do what I got to do to keep the day going, not how I'm going to do it. That shit a fight. I don't know. That to me, that's the cancer in our community. That the art of surviving. We hang around people that survive, and I'm living now. And I'm starting to see the difference between a person that lives life and the person that's surviving living life.
Yep.
It's a big difference.
And it's an energy difference.
Yeah.
I feel like oftentimes when you're around people that are surviving, it's draining. The energy is draining. Go ahead, you can.
I won't crack that way.
Are you living life or are you just existing? See, I made a choice a long time ago to live life, to live my best life every day. The moment I wake up, I made a choice. I'm going to have a great day. I'm going to have the best day of my life. And at the end of the day, I'm going to reflect on that day. What things could I have done better? When I go to sleep, I sleep peaceful at night. You see? I can go to work, but when I come home to peace. I come home to love. I come home to a vibe. Why? Because that's who I am. So the very fruit that I carry, my household has that same fruit, carries that same fruit. And that's how you got to be, beautiful men and women. That's how you have to be. You have to carry that exact same fruit. Because I'm going to tell you something. The moment you wake up, the moment you leave your house, you are being recorded. There's eyes on you the moment you walk out of your home. So if the eyes are watching you or eyes are on you when you walk out your home, the way you carry yourself is how people are going to treat you and perceive you. You can either carry yourself in a negative way or carry yourself in a positive way. It is up to you. I choose to carry myself in a positive way. I choose to carry good energy. I choose to be in good spirits. Stress is a choice. You either going to allow things to stress you out or you not. You can't have it both ways.
You're so good. But I mean, that's wild. So my question for you is, because I know from what I've seen, like one thing that people say about you is your growth is crazy. You're an investor. You came from the streets. You became a businessman. It's like that line of like corporate thugging, like whatever they would say, quote unquote. Have you ever heard that before?
I heard that before. Hey,
you like it?
I'm not a pancake, right? I'm not gonna be a thug or be corporate. I'm gonna be either one or the other.
Oh,
right. So I can't be a thug because I'm not doing thuggish shit.
Okay.
If I'm dressing like a thug, then you're crazy. That's like saying who got a suit on is a businessman.
Yeah, that's why.
No, you just paper pushing for the man that owned it in a sweatsuit.
Right.
Right. So, nah. I'm a grown ass man. If I'm in a corporate America, then I'm a corporate man.
Yeah.
I'm just another fashion of how they look and who they are. That's it.
I love that. And I feel like that too. Sometimes people don't understand the double-edged sword that they say when they say things like, one of the things that I used to get, I don't get as much anymore, but people used to say, wow, you're really beautiful for a Black girl. And it's like, why can't it just end at you're really beautiful, period? Why does it have to be and now it doesn't matter to me, to be honest, but it's like corporate thugging. Like, why does it have to be one or the other? Choose one.
Can I ask you what a why?
Yeah.
Why can't that just be fire, fuel on your fire? The fact that they see Black girls is so narrow. The fact that they created the beauty of Black girls. The fact that people just has a marble understanding of what they call Black people. So that's just what it is.
Especially when you start getting into like genetics and what I believe is
or when they say the big black bald-headed guy. It used to offend me, but it's like, I take it as a compliment. See, I know who I am. The moment I started speaking, it was like, whoa, you speak with wisdom. Why? I supposed to speak slang? What is it? I could speak some patois if you want me to, but again, the stereotype or stepping into an elevator, woman holding her purse. I'm not a purse snatcher. But again, that whole stereotype. What would offend me, I'm not offended. I mean, even down to a woman telling me that I'm not her type. Okay. And life goes on. But see, that lets me know okay, a certain type of man you can't handle. You're looking for a certain type of man. You see? A good man is not it. But you're looking for that type, which is fine. But you see how that flow? And 9 times out of 10, that same person that have rejected you, in reality, did you a favor, and you saw it. So I understand with the stereotypes, just coming with different stereotypes that we all experience on a daily, whether it's stereotypes that she've mentioned, he've mentioned, or that I've mentioned. At the end of the day, we've all experienced some type of stereotype.
The truth and how, Black people can have every gene. Did you know that? The Black woman
Well, you got
has every gene.
See, that's a whole nother conversation because saying Black confuses you in general. So you have to dive deep in that.
Yeah.
So to give a billions amount of information with one word, Black woman, is crazy.
Touche. Yeah. Do you want to elaborate?
It's hard when we ain't focused on that.
Okay.
Our table should be
like a whole podcast episode would be just the genetics. Yep.
Like, all jokes aside, that's a table full of like 12 people.
Yeah.
I think some topics that's strong like that,
yeah,
should take the Jesus approach with the 12 disciples. It took 12 people, it should be the 13. It should be 13 opinions talking about that strong minded people like yourself just talking.
Yeah.
Go into that. I wish y'all understand that everybody's first question is, what's a Black woman to us?
Yeah. All
right, where did the word come from? Who created it? Why it was created? All right, what did they call themselves before that? Why did it? You got to break it all. Like, if y'all ain't ready for that, then you can't ask me that question.
Well, I'm ready for that, but we just need to get more people. So we got to do a part
Same
two.
on my side. I need Black men.
Yeah, it's the same. It's definitely, I would love to dive into that conversation. And I have a cousin who is very much like you said, it's a topic for another day. But she, yes, is my answer.
Facts.
Let's get some folks and let's talk about it. But I have to ask you, because you're so deep and you're like a quiet power. I don't feel like you're the person that necessarily needs to be the most seen, but you're absolutely seen without having to cause a noise. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, you're like a quiet power. So what is, if I may ask, dating like for you now? Because I saw an episode where you said at the time you weren't prepared to be a husband, correct?
Nah, hell no, I wasn't. Now I know I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't.
No. Why do you say that? And how does one prepare to be a husband?
I wasn't who I am today. There's no way. Like, Walker today can't. The old Walker cannot. Right? Like, good luck. I swear to God, I hope you make it past 5 days.
Wow.
It's impossible.
Wow.
It's just impossible. It's just.
So what does husband mean to you?
It sounds like a contract between two people in the government.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me.
I feel like that's what marriage sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I think it's different to be husband and wife.
My thing today is if I can't see myself having a baby with you, why would I think about marrying you? Why do I even think about going with you? I don't think that we should say we go with each other to figure each other out, because we could hurt one another because a title is holding over our head. Mm-hmm. So if we have the skies to be the limit, we still learning this person. He's still figuring out.
I've learned too, I will not get married under man's law. There's different ways to handle your marriages. The things that I've learned. And once again, when you learn better, you do better. And you got to know, to be a husband, you have to prepare for that. To be a wife, you have to prepare for that. Let's just say an individual was not trained to be that, but they're willing to learn. And to me, if an individual is willing to learn, and they're willing to learn from our elders, why not? In my opinion, you're never too late to learn something. You're never too late to learn how to be a good wife or be a good husband. Sometimes learning life lessons will place you in position to move, to walk down that road. Sometimes Yeshua will put you in a position that will land you in front of an open door to walk into that. But every individual has a different path line. I love being a husband. Being connected to someone is a blessing, especially the things that we see and what's going on in today. I mean, look around you. When you begin to observe and live daily life, you're going to see these things. Dating is not what it used to be. Socializing is not what it used to be. Hell, and if I can go a step further, relationships, marriages is not what it used to be. Run till that.
Now, could I deal with this person? It felt better that way. So I learned the only way I'm dating is I'm trying to have kids, and I can literally see you as the mother of my kids. That's it. Marriage. Marriage has no value to a human being coming on earth.
You think marriage has no value?
None compared to having a kid. Like the covenant
under God is marriage.
What the inserting of life is the covenant with God. Mm-hmm. Bigger than a ring.
Well, it's definitely bigger than a ring.
You want another human that loves God in the world. What's better than that?
Okay, so I got to ask you this question because we were pretty viral. I don't know if you saw our clip.
Yeah.
Let's say, because to me, I feel like marriage is very different from being husband and wife. I feel like most people are trained and groomed to get married and have children. That's the way the world works. And somehow women feel like they're more valued. They feel like they're almost a better if you are a wife and a mother. Now, being husband and wife, biblically speaking, is completely different. The way that you show up in your relationship, how you show up for your partner, the things that you go through and how you grow through the things that life throws at you is completely different than when you're just married. So that being said, scenario, you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean with your wife and your child, and it's still a young child. Both of them get lodged into the water.
My wife.
You're going to save your wife?
Yeah.
Why?
It's my wife.
Period.
And I believe that. I would do the same thing. And he's going to give a very logic point about it. Some things some folk don't get. And this is where logic over emotions comes into play. You have to be willing to be logic. We can always procreate, with my wife. Okay. But we're going to continue to listen to what he has to say. He's going to break it down.
That's it.
I love my wife before I love my child. How the could I choose my child over something or someone that created you? Respectfully, I gotta make another one. Cause I cannot make the same woman I love. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Like you can't play with love. Like real talk. And this ain't for people that's inspiring to be loved or living in just bought an apartment with each other. The conversation, nah, it is real. So I know that kid, it wasn't meant for you.
I feel the same way.
Facts.
And see, some individuals wouldn't have that understanding, wouldn't understand. If you understand what was just said, please leave a comment. Let me know. What would you do in that same situation? I don't play with love. I don't play with relationships. I don't play with life. I take those things very seriously. When it comes to relationships, I take that seriously. When it came to my marriage, I took that seriously. Hey, Liz, we're going to go through it. We all going to have storms. you will know what type of person you have in the midst of a storm. Run it. You will know what type of person you have in the midst of a storm, if they can handle it or they can't handle it. Most people gonna run because it's too much to handle. First, they're gonna look for a reason to leave the marriage, especially when there was no reason to leave. They're gonna find one. And that right there is a red flag in its own. But I'm sitting here telling you, you will know what type of teammate you have in the midst of a storm. Because true couples, real couples, when they hit a storm, they're going to stand together. They're not going to turn on each other. They're not going to run from each other because they made a covenant. They made a promise to the Almighty Yahshua HaMashiach. They made a promise. They took an oath that this is what we're going to do, for better or for worse, rich or poor, till death do us part, sickness and in health. We're going to ride. And when we ride, we're going to ride together. Continue.
You know, I got thousands of comments of people saying that's because you've never been a mother, that you've never given birth yet. Oh, and he's going to divorce you in 3 seconds. And for me, it feels like a lot of these people are coming from trauma. Y'all don't really, and imagine if you treated your spouse with that level of regard, esteem, and respect. No, go ahead.
But see what you just said?
Yes.
How people gave you the opinion?
Yeah.
You know how much power you could have gained just by saying, that's your opinion, I don't know me.
Oh, I don't care.
No, I'm just telling you, like, I'm telling you, if you could learn, like, it don't matter because they throwing you off your game. You drifting. The one thing the devil loves the most is people that drift.
True.
So when you got purpose, your purpose was you, being real, how you feel. You explain why you said it, done. Move on.
Period.
Because people going to always have a big debate. That could create a whole new lane.
Yep.
You let somebody else conquer that with you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Have you read the book Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon
Hill? That's my favorite book.
That's my favorite book. When you said drifting, I was like, most people are drifters.
But when you said period, I knew you.
That's it. They're just drifting through life with no purpose. But they act like they do. They act like they have a purpose. They talk like it. They'll get on the internet, on other people's platforms, and talk like they got purpose. But see, the more you live life and you assess the situation and observe what's going on, you can see through people. You can see through the mask. And through the mask is the hurt, the pain, the abandonment, the neglect, the abuse. Especially within modern women. You see that. You sit down and you have a conversation. You watch what's going on these internet platforms, on how a large number of these women are behaving and talking. Now it makes sense. Okay, you coming from a hurt place. You got some childhood, some childhood things going on there that you didn't deal with. You got some stuff from your past relationship that you ain't healed from. Now it makes sense why you behaving the way you behaving, why you moving the way you moving. Okay. You know what? I need to fall back from you. You're not an asset, you are a liability. It makes sense. Same thing if it's a two-edged sword. Same thing if you flipped it towards men. A large number of men. Look at how a large number of men move. Look at what a large number of men say. Same damn thing. So, yeah, you got people that are just drifting. Are you living life or you just existing? Pick one.
You read it.
Yeah.
Facts. That book exposed the devil in every room for me.
Period.
I had tears in my eyes reading that book.
You what?
Had tears in my eyes reading that book.
Yeah.
That book is real as
Yes. Life-changing.
Yeah, everybody was reading Think and Grow Rich. And I found Outwitting the Devil. I'm like, I don't want to think and grow rich. I want to experience life and grow rich. It's a big difference. I can't think about what I've never seen, experienced, touched, smelled, or take. Like, it's impossible.
Yeah. Outwitting the Devil for me made me understand where I was really at the pinpoint of all my pain. Like I was the creator of all of it. And I started taking responsibility and accountability. Like ain't no more drifting for me.
When I read that book, the things that did it for me was it allowed me to look at myself. It allowed me to really, really like physically walk into the bathroom, turn on the light, and just I stripped myself. I'm gonna tell you something. When I did that, when I say I stripped myself, unclothed myself, and I just looked, stared at myself in the mirror for about like a good 10, 20 minutes, just looked at myself. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's one of the harsh reality checks that I had to have within myself. I saw myself. I saw my naked self. Sometimes we have to face ourselves. We're too busy running from ourselves. When are you going to face yourself? When are you going to sit down, close the blinds, and really, really deal with yourself? Like the harsh, down, dirty truth with yourself. Because a large number, truth be told, a large number of individuals, they lie to themselves. They lie to themselves every day. Well, if they lie to themselves, beloved, they're going to lie to you. But if they're honest and truthful with themselves, they're going to be honest and truthful with you.
But
ain't no more drifting.
You start thinking about it every time you drift, like, damn, that shit.
I'm a drifter. Jim Rohn always says, walk away from the 97%, walk away from I'm walking away. And that's one thing about me. And you don't know me very well, but I don't care. Like I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And I'm okay with that. And whatever it comes with, it comes with. And I can tell, and it's no judgment, it's just an observation, that for people that are very much like, oh, I could get another husband. How? How could you get another wife? My once in a lifetime swing for the fences, platinum needle in a haystack, soulmate, lover, best friend, husband, or wife for a man. No. How? They don't even make those like that. Like those are not a dime a dozen.
Yeah, you just gotta take your time to harvest that, right?
Yeah.
It's like a plant. A plant don't grow overnight.
Facts. Do you think there's a one, or do you think you become the one together?
Oh, I don't even think in that sense. I just think, I don't know who's the one, but I know when I met her, that's the one.
I believe that. I believe in some situations, I don't like to use the word think, because when you use the word think, that means you're unsure. Either you know or you don't know. In some situations, in some cases like this, when it comes to relationships and it comes to the one, for me, that one, she's going to make herself known. She's going to make herself seen to me. Trying to put the words together. She's going to make herself available. You see? She's going to lean in with good intentions. Just as I lean in with good intentions. And she's not going to be afraid to let herself go. You feel me? It's not going to matter where we go on a first date. She's past all of that. But She will love to just be in my presence, and vice versa, be in her presence. When people can enjoy being in each other's presence, that says a lot. Because you're not looking at material stuff. Well, I can get to know you over dinner, this and that, and the fourth. No. All that's not going to matter, because that person is so in tune with you that they just want to spend time with you. They just want to be in your presence. And that one will be that. She will be that. You see? And she will be fun. So when it comes to those aspects, in my opinion, you have some individuals out there that are not relationship material. You have some individuals out there that are not parent material. You have some individuals out there that are not marriage material. Now, will they ever be? You never know. But it's not up to us to make that determination. It's up to that individual. You see? Let's continue.
Really?
Oh, when I meet, it's a feeling.
What's the feeling?
My spirit tell me, oh God, like it's my whole spirit tell me like, oh shoot, like I don't know, I can't explain it. Like that shit just, it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me. I ain't the kind of guy I could look right at you. You say, I can give my shit up, but yeah, I'll be knowing. Especially for me, my main thing is how you with kids. That's like, I don't give a how good you look, how good you cook, how good you hustle. If you ain't good with no kids, I don't want nothing to do with you.
And if you're not good to yourself, how do you treat yourself? Are you kind? Are you kind to yourself and others? Do you have a spiritual relationship with your Abba Father? And these are things we look at. It's not always about your outer appearance, your outer beauty, your inner beauty. What is it about you that makes me want you? Are you all of those things? Plus, like my man said, good with children. Because if I'm going to be with you, I'm going to be with you. If we locked in, we locked in. I don't speak for other men. I speak for myself. Big truck. Let's continue.
Hell no.
I mean, that makes sense.
That's my deal breaker.
Do you feel like there's a lot of women that have that deal breaker that are not good with kids?
I don't know. I don't get that intimate with a lot of women.
Really?
Hell no.
Really?
No, because I can tell by their conversation they ain't ready to talk like that.
What do you be talking about?
I ain't talking about that shit. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm here on the West Coast. I listen to a woman talk and I'm like, okay. Next. I've heard that before. You got to understand, being in the limelight, I'm surrounded. I'm like, okay, and tell me something I don't know. Woo me, move me. If I'm not coming at you with things, material stuff, if I'm not leaning in with all of those things, why are you leaning in with those things? Okay, that's good. You got an education and your degrees and you got a good job. Okay, good. Kudos. What else? And you'll find out that a large number They're just saying what the last person done said. The exact same thing that the last woman said, that's exactly what she's saying. And you get tired of that. Because I know as a man, if you flipped it, come on now. See, this conversation can go either way. It's a two-edged sword conversation. Let's continue.
It's too deep.
No, it's not.
No, I'm saying it'd be too deep for certain people. Certain people like, I ain't got. Certain people meet you to get an experience, make some money, get whatever they trying to get. You got getters, and you meet more people like that than givers. Mm-hmm. So, especially in our lifestyle, so you know, it just be like, you feel like Neo.
Speaking of Neo, would you ever have a poly relationship?
No, I can't do that.
No? Just one. Do you believe that you could be like monogamous once you're married for life?
Explain that to me.
Monogamous means sexually exclusive, sexually, emotionally, financial. Well, maybe not financial. You could bless whoever you want to bless, but energetically, emotionally, one person.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to take the bulls by the horn on that one. I know that I can. I was, even though my marriage lasted 14 months. I loved coming home from a hard day's work. I loved being married, having that one there. I love being a family man, you know. Why cheat? That's a choice. When you have someone that completes you, that makes you whole, you're not going to mess that up, you know, because there's too much BS out there. And you don't want to get caught up in the wash. You know, I'll speak football terms because, you know, that was my life. You don't want to get caught up in the wash. But you're prepared to play defense every day, all day, twice on Saturday, 3 times on Friday. So when you have your teammate and that's your teammate, and that teammate makes you whole, and you know who's in your corner, and vice versa, hell yeah, it's always good to have someone good to come home to, especially after a long day's work. You know, it's a blessing to have someone that together, the both of you are creating memories. It's a blessing. Together, both of you are on this journey. It's a blessing. Together, both of you are walking on that path. And it's never taken for granted. In my opinion, you know, yeah, a large number of individuals have taken marriage for granted, have taken relationship for granted. There's nothing wrong with man and woman submitting to each other, doing for each other. There's nothing wrong with that. Long as you don't ever lose sight of who you are and whose you are in the season of your life, you're golden.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's your choice. It's not hard to do that. You don't At this age, it's not hard.
But you're still so young.
Yeah, but I'm mature enough to know.
Okay. I mean,
there's nothing you can do like persuade me to do nothing. Like,
yeah. Is it because are you more of a sapiosexual than like physical attraction type person?
What's that sapio?
Intelligence. Like you're attracted to intellect.
It's all of it.
The whole package.
Yeah, it's just
gotta have it all.
Yeah, it's just, but there's no right package though. There's no such thing as like beautiful. Like to me, beauty is like I don't know. I can't explain it. It's hard for me to call what's a perfect woman. Like I can't even figure out.
You just know.
There's no such thing as a perfect person. You know, it's just like you hear a large number of women say, I want the perfect man. I want the perfect man. There's no such thing as a perfect man. But there is a such thing as a good, decent man. a man of good character. So if we flip that DNA around, a good, decent woman, a woman of good character, you see, what makes an individual a good person? By the things that they do, not say, but do. And you see their actions. I've seen what this person can do. So that right there holds a lot of weight. Well, elaborate more. If my guy's if Sammy Park is talking to a team, and he's talking to a general manager, owner, head coach of a team, I say, I got my guy here, came out of a D3 school. He's doing, he has some challenges. I want him to be a part of your program, be a part of your team. This is what he can do. Show me. How do we know that he can play that position good? I got proof right here. Not only there's film, have him come to a 2-day practice. Sign him on a 2-day waiver. And you have him for a couple of days and he approve himself to you. Oh, really? Yeah, we'll flip the bill. Hotel stay, food, we'll take care of that. Okay. I go out and I prove, I show them. And 9 times out of 10, what has happened that second day before practice was over, I was signing my contract. Let's continue.
Oh, when you see
it.
Yeah. It's the certainty
I
for
can
me.
know when I hear it.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear it. You be like,
really?
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm not even joking. Like, you could hear it. Like, for me, I can hear, like, oh, this shit, this shit ain't gonna work. Just the way you put your words together and how you explain yourself. Like even you talking, you done got to your tribulation so much you couldn't even get an answer that you overcame it just by thought. And that taught you the power of thought.
Yeah.
That's why you start, your actions became your thoughts now. That's why you striving past people.
I received that.
I can keep going, but.
No, please do.
Not only that, but the law of attraction. The very thing that you think about, that you put in the atmosphere, that you put in the universe, you will attract and draw to you. What type of thoughts are you having? Are you having positive thoughts? Are you having good thoughts? Because if you're having positive and good thoughts, more good is going to come to you. It's going to be manifested and the good is going to come to you. Because you're being positive. You're thinking positive. You see? But if an individual keeps thinking negative, okay, and they keep putting that negative out into the universe, now you see why they keep attracting and drawing to them the bad. Because look at what you're putting out. You see? So the law of attraction is so real. I'll even go a step further. Let's go a step further. I have friends that are monks, okay? And doing amateur cage fighting, they've taught me the art of discipline, how to be disciplined, okay? I had a situation at work, not going in detail, but I came close to giving someone a 2-piece. Okay, then back it up with a 4-piece. But I had to catch myself. It's that whole discipline. It's that whole thing of, okay, Being disciplined, it takes a lot. It really does. It takes a lot. And I know if I breathe on somebody wrong, because I'm registered, if I breathe on somebody wrong, yep, lawsuit. Oh, your hands is registered. So I know that I have to move a certain way or do certain things to counter the attack. Because I know my temperament. That Caribbean come out, it's over. So in retrospect, when it comes to being disciplined, when it comes to having peace, living your life in peace, resting in peace, breathing, proper breathing techniques from within to keep you poised, those are trained behaviors. But when you've mastered those types of trained behaviors, you are so alert. Your eyes is kept on a swivel. You will know how to respond. You will be quick to remove yourself. Trust me, same thing as the law of attraction. When you've mastered the things of the law of attraction, I'm not going to put negative thoughts out there. I'm going to put positive thoughts out there. My way of thinking has to change. I'm going to be tuned. You see? How are you doing today? I'm having the best day of my life. I'm living my best life. Wow. What makes it, what makes the best day of your life worth living? Because I woke up this morning. I did my praise and worship. I woke up in good spirits. You see? Man, you got that big old Kool-Aid smile. Why are you so happy? I'm happy about life. I'm happy about opportunities. I'm happy that I'm able to be put in a position where I can pray for others and give. Okay. More I continue to operate in that, so much good comes back. Yahshua, Hamashiach, our Lord and Savior, Heavenly Father himself, sees, knows all things. And people just come. I attract people like a magnet because of my personality, number one, the way I carry myself. Because I don't do what everybody do. I don't live how everybody live. I was born in this world, but I'm not of this world. Let's continue to feast.
It's how you talking. You talking, let me know, like, oh shit, she been through this, she been through that, she killed that. All right, boom, she can handle herself. You know it because you've been through it.
Yeah.
You only know what you've been through.
Yes, that's a fact. So what do you say to people that haven't been? Well, I mean,
understand.
Right. What do you say to people that haven't really had a lot of experiences because they haven't been in certain rooms? Like, what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, a woman, let's say you're dating a woman and she's never been in the rooms that you go into, the rooms that are very successful, affluent men, right? And so because she's never been around it, but now she's with you, her energy is shifting. Maybe her energy seems a little more open, but she doesn't know any better. Like, how would you encourage people to get into the experience that it is that they desire?
First and foremost, before I do that, I got this book I read called Enoch.
Oh,
Enoch,
like in the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, God gave Enoch the blessing to walk and come to heaven.
Yes.
Actually gave him a tour of hell too. So Enoch was walking through the levels of hell. He walked through one level with one certain angel, and he looked back and seen another angel getting tortured. He turned and asked angel, and like, hell, what did he do to even get in that room? The angel told him, you should ask yourself, why you even want to know when you ain't even like that person? So back to what you saying. If a girl get in my room and get excited, I already knew this her personality, because why was she even excited to get in the room? Right? So my favorite person is kind of person like, nah, baby, I don't want to go to club. That's your life. Nah, baby, it's two men talking. Let me get up. Without me even saying nothing. I don't want to teach that to you. Like when you that vibe, it's like check again.
Right.
It's like,
unimpressed. Right.
like,
Yes.
it's lit. Like,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's challenging to date for you?
Hell no.
Do you feel like women are different in 2025?
Hell no.
You feel like they're the same?
It's you. I'm a man. Can't no woman be different to a man. You're a woman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When it comes to dating in 2025, a person's going to be who they are. You have some individuals that's going to like you. You have some that don't, that's not going to like you. Period. You know, I know that I'm faced with challenges when it comes to dating. Big dude, carry myself well, quiet, I move strategically, I assess every situation, okay? But yet, some are not used to, let me just say this. Most are not used, taking myself out, most are not used to having a real individual right in front of their face. Some are not used to it. Because if some was used to it, when they see that you are a good person, they'll snatch you up. You get snatched up. Because it's something within you that that individual sees and that is attracted to. I better get this person before someone else does. I see something in that individual. I see that person's worth. That person has a good heart. That person means well. I need that. I need that in my life. Because together we're going to grow. I can care less about how much money you make. I can care less about your education and your degrees. I can care less about your house and your material things. Nah, I'm looking past that. When you look past the material things and you are able to look into a person's soul, that right there speaks volume. And can dating be challenging? Yes. I don't have no high standards. I chill. That's my go-to word. I chill. They say, why do you chill? Because the very things that most take for granted, that don't even look at, I do the total opposite. Let's spend time together. I want your time. That probably went over some head. I want your time. I can care less about where we go. I can care less about what we do. I want to spend time with you. I'm not trying to get into a relationship with the restaurant, with the food in the restaurant, the name of the restaurant, the ambiance of the restaurant. Damn that. I want to get to understand you. The only way that I can begin to understand you is to spend time with you. Do the very things that are different, that most don't do, that take for granted. The good morning text with the motivational message. Because you done had a real hectic, busy, messed up day, and you look at your phone and you see the message. Man, that put a smile on your face. Can't wait to get home after a day's work. Gives you something to look forward to. See, most miss that. Doing the very basic things that most don't do. Well, it's the little things that matter. It's the little things that make a big difference that most don't even acknowledge and take notice of.
What you mean?
I'm a man. You ever met one?
I think so.
All right then. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm a man that don't gotta put my hands on you, nothing. Like, ain't gotta scare you and shit. I'm a man. Like,
right.
I can't explain to a person that's respectful as not a man. It's nothing I got over you. It's something I know I could like. What are we talking about? Like, what you mean you can't date? Come on, women are hoes. You in the whore spot? What the f is you talking about? Like,
but do you feel like the values are the same? Like, because this is what I
feel
hear.
like preference. People got they idolizing too much things.
I agree.
It's sexualized. It's too sexy and it's ideals. Like, it's too idolized and sexual. Like, how you dress to work is sexy. How your food looks sexy. Like, it's eye candies. And like, break out of that. And back to one thing. My hustle is building my family, protecting my family name, securing our bloodline. I'm not going just because you look good as you got shit going on, but in your family, your health is crazy, your bloodline is sick. I'm not about to mix my shit with that.
Right.
Thank you. It's like, are you family oriented? How are you at home? And another thing that kind of, gets, individuals too. Most know how to behave a certain way publicly. But what are you like at home? What are you like when behind closed doors? Everybody know how to be respectful, pull out the chair, do all of this, do all of that out on a date and in public. What are you like when it's just you at home? See, I want to get down to the meat and potatoes of it all. Because at the end of the day, I need a wife. I'm not looking for anything, but I tell you what I need. There's the difference. You see that? You see how that shifts? Most people talk about, well, what are you looking for? I don't know. I ain't looking for nothing. But I tell you what I need from you if I'm talking to an individual directly. See? Now it's more intimate. Now it makes sense. Of course, I need a woman with outer beauty. Yeah, but that's not the only thing. What's your inner? What's your heart like? What's your dome piece like? Relationships are not difficult to have. Most make it difficult by one's behavior. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. Whatever your preference is, that's your preference. Okay? Large number of individuals getting an attitude, feeling some type of way because a person has a preference. Look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, a woman is going to have a preference. A man is going to have a preference. And they're going to address and voice those preferences. Because I can tell you right now, you have some out there that don't like a person that's 6'2" and 280 pounds. And that's fine. You may have some that like a person that's tall and big. And you have some that don't. You have some women that are tall and built. You may have some women that are short and built or big or whatever the case may be. Whatever that person's preference is, voice your preference. You are entitled to what you like, to what you want, what you need. And it is your right to voice what your preference is. And in this society, folk get so caught up in that. Well, I don't want to hurt the person's feelings. I don't want to shame the person. I don't want to feel bad. No, there's nothing wrong with you stating your preference. Now, you may not want to, there's nothing wrong with having a preference, but don't disrespect your own race too now. Now, that's a totally different conversation. Now that's wrong. That right there is wrong. Don't disrespect and put down your own race because you prefer someone of another race. Don't do that. Come on now. Be adult about it. Let's be grown men and women about it. Let's continue.
I already got problems with my family, so I gotta think that deep. Why? Because God gave me a blessing that's so big, and you have to protect it. You can't think in a crowd. You gotta think out the crowd because you trying to protect where the crowd's going. That's my thinking. So of course, there's good women out here. It's my fault for falling. If I'm a guy that's gonna fall short for ass, titties, looks, hips, and whatever else, I gotta go for it if you understand who I am, what I am, and where I'm going. Could you with that?
That's true.
Yeah, I know that now. I didn't know that back in the day. Like I didn't know that. I was just trying to make money.
How'd you learn that? Like, who'd you get around? Was there anybody that challenged your thinking? Was it because of the books you're reading? Like, how did you elevate as a man?
The people I was around. Shout out to every mentor I got. Every wrong relationship, every right relationship, every trial, tribulation.
Shout out to my mentors, Anthony Bartley, Adam Plant, Christian Okoye, Ray Lewis, Greg Townsend, Reggie White, rest in peace, Jim Brown, rest in peace. These are individuals that mentored me. These were individuals that sat down with me. Marlon Briscoe. These were individuals that, even when I was at the hype of my game, no, this is how you need to conduct yourself. This is how you need to move. Coach G, Jamie Keeling, Sam Shields, God rest his soul. Mac Brown. These were good mentors that I had. Doug Plank. These were mentors. Derek Stingley. These were mentors. These were individuals that talked with me. These were individuals that sat with me. These were individuals I broke bread with. Even when I wasn't performing well. They didn't just throw me away like trash. Nah, they poured into me. Christopher Big Black Boykins, God rest his soul. Y'all remember the show Robin Big. He's the one who actually got me into doing bodyguard, celebrity bodyguard. And Archie Alexander. So these are individuals that poured into me. These were individuals that saw something within me and I was able to open up myself and give myself to them. See, you don't never know whose life you're going to impact. You never know. I remember, I used to wild out too. However, there was never no schmut on my name because I knew how to move. I wasn't careless. When I look at how a large number of these athletes now that are careless, I'm like, wow. I'm telling you, some of them would destroy their own career before it even gets started. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. And it's like, it's a cold world. Let's continue.
Good investment, bad investment, divorce, anything. Like, all of it. It took all that shit to let me understand, like, all right, Walker, that wasn't wrong, nigga, your approach was not it.
Does any part of you regret not being prepared to be a husband when you had a wife?
Nah.
And by wife, I mean like the way she shows up is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because God wouldn't punish one person without doing two. So it probably was an example. It was an example for both of us. Question, was she ready too? Was I ready? Like, it didn't work because we wasn't ready. We wasn't on the same.
I can honestly say that I wasn't ready, even though, I did marry. But see, it takes two. It takes two. And Elohim is going to deal with everybody. Not just one and not the other. No, he dealt with me. He's going to deal with you too. Your day's going to come. But it was bad, but it put me in a better position to learn and to appreciate and to recognize, and prepare. Sometimes a bad relationship will put you in position for the good one, for the right one to come. Sometimes a bad marriage will put you in position for the right one to come. It gives you an opportunity to look at yourself, to assess the situation, time of reflection, and when that individual shows up, you'll know, and right now, am I ready to be a husband? Yes. Do I want to be a husband? Yes. Do I want to be a father? Yes. Am I ready to be a father? Yes. And those are amazing traits to have and to be, as far as position wise. Because a union between two individuals is sacred, and it's that bonding between man and woman, that no one can come in between, and you got to make sure that is something that you want to do. Because people nowadays, they get married 1, 2, 3 years. Okay, we're going to get a divorce. Storm happened. Okay, I'm filing for divorce. If that was the case, why marry in the first place? And also get you someone that's in love with you, not just like you, not just love you, but that is in love with you. Because when an individual is in love with you, it doesn't matter what you two may go through, that person going to be there to rock with you. If you lost your job together, that person's going to be there until you get back on your feet, because that person is in love with you. And you are in love with that individual too. Being in love goes both ways.
McCoy, no matter who did what happened, or what everybody know, what people don't know, we was not ready.
That's fair. A lot of what I saw on the internet, like when I'm trying to find things, is they always say you took your ex's daughter in as your own. Do y'all still have?
That's my daughter. Ain't no.
So even still,
it's like, hell yeah.
So forever.
That shit be fake as hell. If I'd be like, that's not my daughter. I'll fuck you.
Right.
Like,
I mean, the people that happens.
But that's dumb. That ain't a man. Again, y'all women never met men. Y'all talk on these, respectfully, talking on these podcasts about grown ass kids.
Ooh.
That's just like with my ex. My ex had 4 kids, and I treat them as my own. We don't use the term stepchildren. Nah, I refrain from that, because when you connected, you're connected. But again, like my man said, most have never heard a man speak. So when a man speaks and the man carries himself in such a way, it's different, because that woman has never sat down and had tea and crumpets with a man, had tea and cake with a man, sit down and have coffee with a man and say, let's conversate, let's communicate. You see? And when you get to that level and you know what you're dealing with, you're going to be at ease. I'm going to let it go a few more, and we're going to do a part 2 to this, because it's really, really giving that safe space and creating that safe place for the truth to be told, that safe place where things can be said that should have been said. Now having the opportunity to say them on this platform. Because these are the types of conversations we need to have more of. Men and women need to sit down and have these type of conversations. See, this is that old school fruitful conversation. This is that 1990s conversation. This is where when you communicated, when you spoke, it was all Irie. Jerk chicken, oxtails, rice and peas, rum punch, let's go.
Ooh, not a grown-ass kid.
Because they still childish in ways they should be a man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just being honest to God. Like, just it's some real shit. People just not growing up today. And it's kind of odd to me. Because I love seeing grandmas dress and adults dress and teenagers dress and kids dress. It was so many levels to it. Now it's not. Fucking kids got leggings on.
Yeah.
You wonder why creep is looking.
Right.
Y'all got kids dressing as adults looking young.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Just like when my shouldn't be drinking liquor, my shouldn't be wearing tight head clothes at a certain age. Like, it's just, you gotta teach a kid how to love something different than your. I don't want to get into that.
No, get into it, because I say this all the time. I feel like if you dress like a hoe, a man is going to treat you like a hoe. But I think that a lot of the times, because of our music, because of the TV, because of the agenda that's being pushed forward, little girls are seeking attention instead of respect.
You have a large number of older women seeking attention than respect. Look at the way they carry themselves. So it's not just deemed at little girls, but look at a large number of these women, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You would have think they would have gotten it after their 30s, but nah. But they're doing things seeking attention and validation other than respect. Yeah, social media plays a huge part. That's part of it. To me, that's part of it. That's not a huge part, but that's part of it. Me, I wanna unpeel your past. I wanna go back into your childhood, because it's the things of your childhood is the reason why you behaving the way you behaving now as a young adult or an older adult. Let me keep it a penny with you. What is it? And when you begin to sit down and conversate and you begin to unravel these things, you will discover, like, damn, there were some deep-rooted childhood issues that you had that you didn't deal with, but you tucked them away. But when it came to your social life, your love life, your everyday living, it will show up. Your past will show up in different ways. Now you being exposed, you see, or you put on this mask until reality slaps that mask off your face and the real you is being exposed and seen by others. Now you embarrassed and hurt, but you try to put on a front. No, you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. And this is the very thing that we're seeing. I'm seeing how a large number of women behave on some of these platforms and talking. Yeah. Like, okay. But if you look close enough, a lot of childhood trauma. You ain't about that life. You don't mean half the things that you say. Acting like you Mr. Get Bad on somebody's platform, on somebody's podcast. Spewing out all these advice and talking all this rhythm of roll. But behind closed doors, you cold, hungry, and lonely. So again, you gotta be willing to have that harsh conversation with someone. But you gotta be willing to leave your attitude and your ego at the front door. But when it comes to the behavior of a large number of women, this is what is. And again, things didn't start changing until what? 03. That's when we begin to see a shift. And so much that we saw. And it was pathetic. But that's all that I have for right now. Like I said, I'm going to go in with a part 2 of this because it's long and it's real juicy and it's good. I may go into a part 3 of it, but this whole Waka Flocka interview on the Sisters Show, podcast show, is amazing. And it's talking about everything that men have been saying for so long. And it's always refreshing to have these types of good conversations. Most don't have them no more because everything is about agenda, division. I don't like to see, races divided. I like to see races coming together. I like to see races having conversations at the table, having conversations at the water cooler, having conversations on the sideline, having conversations in the end zone, having conversations in the locker room, just having different races huddling up, coming together. Seeing black men huddling up, coming together, talking about it. Seeing conversations with a large number of black women coming together, talking about it. And it's all love. Having men and women of different races come together and talking about it. It's all love. So let me know what you think. Please subscribe to my channel, like the videos, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Did you like what you heard today on this live broadcast? If there's anything that you think that can be better, if there's something that you want me to talk about, please leave it in a comment. I check my comments and at least give me like 48 to 20, give me 48 hours to get back with you because I get people sending me stuff. I get people messaging me, and sometimes it can get overwhelming. However, I will do my best to get back with you in a timely fashion because your opinion matters. You matter. Without you, I wouldn't be at 62,700 and some odd subscribers already. So I appreciate the love. Let's continue to grow the King's Table